I have a video that has to go up tomorrow, but yet I choose to spend the night watching a movie. Now, content creation is the long-term plan. I've been doing this for 2 years now, but yet I chose the movie. So I've noticed this loop or this pattern that I've been going through of late, where I have to do something and then I notice the time and then I realize that, oh shit, I'm behind on it, and then I feel like I'm incompetent and then I just disappear and I don't do what has to be done. If that's you too, then I think I've kind of figured out what to replace the clock with if it makes you feel numb. Now, in my previous video, I spoke about my salary, how much money I have left to build a business and status and all these different games. But the problem with me, I realized, is not really money. It's the fact that I use time to judge my self-worth. When I thought about it deeper, I realized that I hold this clock against myself with every single thing I do. And it's almost like holding a gun against my head, this time, this clock, with everything, with targets, with things that I should have been doing by now, with goals and objectives. And it's more often than not this one loop that goes on a lot of the times. It is the clock or the time. And then I think about by now, where I should have been. And then it goes into I'm incompetent and I feel numb and almost desensitized, and there's no progress at all. And this is with multiple businesses, right? So the first business I started or went to market with was this toy company. And I was constantly thinking about why my other co-founders weren't replying. What is up with them? Why is it taking them so much time? And then with PaintMe, which is the next company, it was like, okay, I've closed one 5 lakh deal. Why am I not able to close one 5 lakh deal every month? Why is it not happening faster? I did it once. Why is it taking so much time? With hydroponics, it was like, why aren't customers running in? Why are these customers taking so long to realize that there's actual value in this for them? And with the pizza company, it was like, oh my God, these old people, they're from a different generation. They just don't understand how things work in today's generation, and times have changed. Now, what helped me the most with this is to really just break down all these large, big ideas we have into one thing that needs to be done. And in terms of rest and giving myself space, it is do the one thing and then rest. Now, I'm not anti-rest. And in fact, my rest isn't even really doom scrolling or watching some random movie, doing such stuff. But by rest, I really mean stuff like football, which just gets my mind moving in a different direction and off of what really has to be done. And shutting my brain out and going for walks with my dogs. Like, I'm not thinking about anything really. For the most part, I've been experimenting with focusing on deep breathing exercises while doing that. That's the kind of rest that really helps. The rest where I'm watching movies or doom scrolling is basically me just numbing myself from what actually has to be done, which is an escape of sorts, right? Like, if you think about it, the worst drugs in the world, or any drug in the world for that matter, is an escape. We're choosing to escape reality. And with this, with doing stuff like content, like doom scrolling or watching a movie that's senseless and meaningless, they're all escapes. Because I'm choosing to avoid the work, and not only that, but I'm also choosing to do leisurely activities that give my brain that short dopamine hit and escape the real problem. So a lot of times with anxiety, it's because we're just not doing something, right? Like, this is very commonly spoken nowadays, where you're anxious only because you're not finishing what has to be done. So what then? What do we do when we realize, okay, we're anxious, we know we have to do something? What do we do with that whole situation? So in my case, I don't debate it. I don't argue with it. I just give it a job. Like, do this one thing. Just this one thing. And it's okay if you do it crappily, or if it's 50%, or if you could have probably done it much better on any given day or another day. Just do it. And don't think about the time. So what I've been doing off late is I work on my laptop a lot, right? And usually I'm constantly looking at the time like, okay, shit, it's getting late. Like, why haven't I finished this yet already? Or, oh my God, there's still so much time left for it to become 5 and I have to come home and record my video. Or I'm getting late to meet somebody. Oh my God, get on with it. Like, finish this fast. So what I do to break that is I basically keep this card that covers like the time on my laptop. It's a Windows laptop. So on the bottom right of the screen, you can see the time always. So just cover that out. And that sort of helps me stay like, okay, less anxious, focus on what needs to be done and just do that. And again, Sometimes when it's the smallest thing, like if you're really trying to push on those days where you can't get shit done and you need to get shit done, then seeing the time can really slow you down. So when you're pushing to just get that one thing done, however bad or good it is, covering out the time and actually just focusing on what has to be done, however bad or good it is, can really help. Now, the same principle can be taken into like broader things also, right? So for my case, I'm looking to start a company now. And again, fourth company, going to go about things differently. So this time the focus isn't really just big objectives or where I have to be at by this point of time or where I will be at this point of time. It's more so, can I get one customer to pay me? Now, there's all these external perceptions, right? There's all this noise that AI is all about speed. If you're not building things fast in the 21st century, what are you doing? And the game of business has changed and all of that. But more often than not, I've realized that's just noise, because building things super fast was a trend even 5 years ago. It's probably going to be a trend even 5 years from now. And sure, there are probably a lot of companies that have been built really fast, but it does not help me because it slows me down more than anything. So in terms of business, my first and my one thing that I'm just looking forward to is I just need one paying client, which I already have a meeting scheduled for on Jan 2nd. That's all. That's my only focus. And it's very small. I know they keep saying like focus on all these different things in business. You could probably do this, you could probably do that. No, it's just one thing, that one meeting with a possible customer, just focus on that. Now, even when you have this whole idea of just doing that one thing, it can be hard sometimes. And that's really where having a bigger why helps on a lot of days. So my bigger why is really just, can somebody from Bangalore, South Bangalore, India, who does not come from a technical background, who did not go to like a super high college, who spent most of his 20s doing something completely unrelated to business, can he still make something crazy out of India? That's what my bigger why is. I don't really know if it's ever going to happen or not. Today is one of those ways where it just does not feel like it'll happen. But it still got me here to sit in front of this camera and create this video and try to create some value for you guys. So having a big enough why definitely helps. And that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you're able to do just one thing those days where time keeps bugging you, and I hope you're able to cancel out the noise that time usually creates in all of our minds. And until next time, bye.